Islam, Islam, Islamism. Praise Allah, honest to the Prophet, Noble Drew Ali, honest to the forerunner of the Prophet, Brother Marcus Messiah God Day, honest to all leaders, past, present, and future leaders of the Moorish Honest of America. Honors to those members who are entitled to name the faithful. Honors to all Moorish Americans here, there, and everywhere within the sound of my voice, and the soon to be future members of the Moorish Science of America. Today's show is called Help Me. I'm going to go into this real brief because it seems like after the 70s or 60s or whatever, 60 something, relationships seem to be very misguided, and people want to be in a relationship for sometimes the right reasons, the wrong reasons, or maybe because they just choose to be lonely, or loneliness is the factor. And a lot of people become desperate to be in a relationship so they could probably fill that emotional, spiritual void. But the problem is, people want to try to save someone else from their calamities and their catastrophes and all that. And, you know, helping someone could also cripple a relationship, because if you do everything for that person, they're going to be expecting the same thing, the same results. And these same results can get very tiresome and boring. So if a person just want to lay up all day and do nothing, and a person in a relationship is making sure there's food in the house, making sure the rent is paid and all this other stuff, and they're just straight misusing a person or whatever, we tend to lose sight of what a relationship is truly all about. And this is why the topic is called helpmate. A helpmate is a person who is there mentally, physically, spiritually, and moral support, and etc., etc. For instance, when a man is going through something, some hardship or whatever, and he's trying hard to make a decision on which way he may go, and he has someone in his corner who is not necessarily boyfriend and girlfriend, but actually a helpmate. A helpmate is more like a wife, a mistress of the household, so to speak, as it says in the lessons of the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science of America, Circle 7, divinely prepared by Prophet Noble Drew Ali to redeem man from his sinful and fallen stage of humanity, brought to the highest plane of life with his Father Allah. Divine instruction from the Holy Prophet, chapter 22. Duty of a husband. Fix not subtly on thy present choice depends on future happiness. She is the mistress of thy household. So, with that being said, mistress doesn't really mean what people literally think it means. It just means that she's the one who handles all the cares and the affairs of the household, and the husband, the sultan. She's the sultan. She's a Moabitess, because she's daughter of Ruth Moabitess. That's what she do. She, you could tend to lay your cares upon her heart, and she can be able to be that mental, emotional guidance for you. That's what a helpmate does. She's just not just there for sexual pleasure, even though that may be the case to a certain degree. But it also says in chapter 10, be faithful to be faithful to her bed. You know what I'm saying? Well, as the prophet Buddha says, He says, husband who fights with wife gets no peace at night. Now, if I was to go to the hood and say that, they would probably be thinking some way out stuff of some carnal demonstration. Because if your house or where you're living at is not at, she's not at peace with whatever she's doing, it's going to make you uneasy too. But help make it go two different ways, from masculine to feminine, feminine to masculine. And a helpmate is more like one who basically, you know how you growing up and all, you know, you got moms, you know, she's cooking for you, she's making sure the lumps is out your cream of wheat, you know, the pancakes, the slamming, the eggs, and bacon and sausage is all good, you know what I'm saying? Grandmom's is making, she's cooking too. But minus the fact of what I do now, that's what I'm familiar with. But you can tell the problem to moms or whatever, or grandmoms or aunties. She can help you come up with a solution to the problem, depending on the woman or the state of mind. So, what you have to understand is the old school traditional woman is the one who is not only beautiful from head to toe and in between and all that good stuff. That's a factor, that's a case. But the question is her heart and mind in tune in the right place? And her tongue does not bounce from tongue to tongue. And she talk as much loud, and, you know, her beauty, she's always constant adornment by her beauty, and her eyes gaze upon the men, the frenzy of man, of every individual man. That's not the type of woman a man wants, a Moorish man wants, or a Muslim or a Moabite man wants. He wants a woman who knows that she's in it to be with that Moabite man to be able to win. And how do I say it? Is that he is her balance. He is what she's not good at, and vice versa. He knows how to cook too. He knows how to clean. Yeah, he knows how to do those things. But yet and still, he knows how to prepare a meal. And, you know, it says in the lessons, it says husband in our divine constitution and bylaws about husband and wife. It says husband must support wife and children. Wife must obey husband, take care, look after the children, and look after the duties of your household. So we're going to take a pin and stop right there. It says support. Husband is to support. Support meaning taking upon assisting with the duties of the household, the meal, the cooking, the cleaning, and so on and so on. You know, because a woman can be overwhelmed and overburdened as well. We also have to take into consideration that these things that I've already spoke upon have already been in existence before these modern times. Because we have the keys to these lessons to make ourselves better Moorish American Muslims, to better our mental state, our mental condition, because mind is in tune with Allah, and the mental state is in tune with Allah, which is the first higher self, which is the one who made you, as Allah. So if Allah made you, Allah created you for a reason, to be able to uplift the fallen humanity. But for all these naysayers who are modernized, don't know nothing about marriage, don't know nothing about being a friend, know nothing about courtship, you just guys are a bunch of full of pork. You guys are full of unconsciousness, and you have no idea what a relationship is. You thinking promiscuous thoughts, and sin lies within a wish, and the wish lies within the thinking. All of a sudden now you got this baby mama, baby daddy drama, so called, what you call it today. And I'm not capping, I'm telling the truth. I normally don't use that word, but I'm just saying though. In order to understand what a helpmate is, you gotta know what the duties of what a helpmate does. A helpmate is there in every aspect of his or her well-being, to be that husband or be that wife. When a husband takes upon himself a wife, Man seeketh the wife, seeketh a good thing. And when man seeketh the wife, seeks a good thing, then he has a Moabitess. Now, at the same token, he's a helpmate. She's a helpmate. They help each other. Now, let's get real technical with the the reproducing yourself demonstration. A woman can't just make a baby on her own. Of course, she needs a sperm, but it doesn't make him any less of a man that he's a sperm donor, but he also provides to take care of his wife and children. You see what I'm saying? So when he gives up his sperm and it goes through the fallopian tubes, the canal, and it hatches the egg to be fertile. You draw what I'm saying? He is the helpmate to the woman to he's the helper of giver of life, while the woman is the giver of life. See that? It takes two to make it happen, Captain. So let's move forward. Why I say a helpmate. A helpmate is one who keeps you balanced. Whatever your strengths are, or her strengths are, his or her strengths are, they have to be the totally polar opposite, because you cannot be in a relationship with people with the same ideology of strengths. Someone's weakness have to outweigh someone's. Let me rephrase that. Someone's strengths have to outweigh someone's weaknesses, and this is where it comes the balance of equally yoked. That's what it is. But these youngsters, a lot of them, most of them, they don't know. They don't know because they were taught it. If they were taught, they would probably think it's some boring birds and bees story. Yep, I remember those days. I had to tell my children about the birds and bees. We have to be understanding of what a relationship is and how it works. And what does it take to select a partner or vice versa? So that way you know that this person can be able to hold down what a brother or sister may not be able to do. In the Divine Instruction from the Holy Prophet, chapter 25, it says, the Holy Covenant of Asiatic Nations. Now I'm going to go down to the lessons where it says, if thy brother is an adversity, a system. Now let's got the word brother, put husband. If the husband is an adversity, a system. Now the second part says, if thy sister's in trouble, forsake her not. So we can take out the word sister, put wife. If thy wife is in trouble, forsake her not. So shall the fortunes of thy father contribute to the support of his whole race, and his care be continued unto you all in your love to each other. There's a relevance, and there is a conclusion to the situation. It's relevant, and because it's the element. If the young people don't have no idea what a relationship is all about, I can feel sorry for them. Anytime a man or woman don't want to get out the car and make sure their child is at the right place and just say, oh, go ahead and do what you gotta do, Johnny, yeah, and all the child is doing is being left outside Diction School, and you know what I'm saying, and he's gonna find things to get into because he's not, his or her mind is not stimulated with truth to uplift self-esteem. Now the only problem is, when you have these situations going on, you have to understand that friendship is the most important thing in order to get close to a helpmate. With friendship, you can understand the person's highs and lows. You talk to them on the phone, blah, blah, blah. You begin to understand that circumstances, situation is not everybody's fault. Children are not actually born here. They're just being born here and being summoned by mother and father. But if the group of people don't understand what's going on, so how do they expect to live a peaceful moral life instead of having a door being slammed in your face because you and your partner got a problem? But the thing about life itself is it's going to be continuous tests. It's going to be continuous trials and tribulations. So, um, we really have to be ourselves, and we have to be our higher self and know what we want in life and what do we expect our mate and what do we do as far as finding someone who suits our personality, suits our way of life and our well-being and balance us out. Okay. um Islam, it's kind of early taking a pause very quick, but I see somebody in the chat. um uh Islam Jesse James. We I don't know where you got the word hell from, but whatever. How do you get 50 subscribers? Well, sometimes you gotta go out in the public and talk to the people. I'm giving you a pity like I don't even know a pity like whatever. That doesn't make any sense. Why do you get camera pointed at the floor? Am I missing something? No, the camera's not pointing at the floor. It's actually pointing at a wall. But because I'm just a voice celebrity of YouTube, nothing else. Are you missing something? Yes, you're missing 50 subscribers. And you gotta talk to the people and have them subscribe to your channel. And I pray that you become successful. Praise Allah. Islam. But anyways, back to the show. A helpmate is supposed to be there to uplift you when you're going through your downs and you're going through uh you're going through your strange moments and things seem to get foggy, but she happened to be there like she's a therapist or psychologist, so to speak, to help you be the better you, so to speak. Do you think, wait a minute, do you think you should have a backdrop? Um, this is no show because you're not showing anything. I don't need to show anything, Brother Jesse James, because that's just how I do my show. I'm just a voice celebrity. A backdrop? No. I choose what I like, you know. It's all about personal preference. Praise Allah to the ones out there who are watching the show. What? Maybe you should get a ham radio. I don't know what that is. I don't like ham anyways. I'm not porking. Moving right along to the whole demonstration on helpmate. You could be able to call your helpmate up on the phone and can be your best friend. And the most important thing about having a helpmate as your best friend is that you guys could be the best of friends and still be there for each other, still love each other, but also formulate a relationship, because relationship starts with friendship. Jesse James, it would be better if you pointed your camera at a plant or something. No, I just choose not to point my camera at a plant. I choose to point it where I choose to point it. Trying to help my boy out. I no, I'm not. I'm not a boy. That's one thing I'm not. I'm a man. I'm a grown man. I'm a Moorish American Muslim. I don't call no grown man no boy. I definitely don't call no woman no girl. That's slander and defamation of character, for the record. Um. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Back to the show. Um. The most important thing in life is understanding yourself and understanding where you stand, understanding your likes and dislikes, understanding what you're able to tolerate and what you're not able to tolerate. If you happen to be like me, who have a kind heart and all this other stuff, and you're just very gifty. I'm a gifty type of brother. You know what I'm saying? That's just who I am. I like to, if I had it my way, trust me, I'll be giving my lady gifts like big time, yo, for real, to the point where, you know, sometimes a woman does need some uplifting. She does need something to look nice in when she goes out, especially with you. And on top of that, getting the hair and nails done would also boost up the self esteem. So, in other words, you're complimenting her and setting off what you're wearing. You know what I'm saying? It's like a match made in heaven. Whether you're 50, whether you're 40, whatever. You tend to have your ways where, this particular woman has actually serves your best interest. And she's your best interest at heart. And she got you feeling a certain way like, man, let me go sit down somewhere because I'm getting aroused by this woman, yo. She's just, man. She's got it going on physically. She got a good heart. She speaks well. You know what I'm saying? She's educated. You know what I'm saying? She like the whole package, yo. You know what I'm saying? So, when you find someone that good, don't let them go. Keep them. Go through the ups and downs. Go through the smiles and frowns. Go through your little disagreements, so that way you know where you guys stand with your barriers, what lines you're not going to cross, and what you're not going to say to the person to bring slander or defamation of character. So, if you go out of line, like you color out the line by accident, you got to correct yourself. You sound angry, brother. Jesse James, I'm not angry, brother. I'm just spitting the facts. Just trying to help. Cecilia, appreciate it, brother, but I do what fits for me. Just like you do what fits for you. I don't go on your live and go into your channel and tell you, offer suggestions. You know what I mean? Plants are good. I love plants, brother. I do sincerely appreciate it, but that's just not my cup of tea. A backdrop, yeah, that's all good, but I don't do that. I'm just a voice celebrity. That's it, nothing else. So, maybe you should get a backdrop, brother, for your channel. I'm not doing it. I appreciate the the info, suggestions, but I'm more comfortable with what I'm comfortable with on my channel, on my demonstration. So, what we have to really sit down and think about is, what is the most important thing that we desire out of a relationship with this particular woman? What do we But the question is, where is our problem with ourselves first? And what is our inconsistencies? What is the thing that we love about ourselves? And what is the things that we strongly dislike about ourselves? And the question is, what can we do to change it? So before you want to get into a marriage relationship, you got to work on yourself first. That's the number one important thing. You can't go look at somebody else and say, "Oh, you do this, you do that, you do that." No, but you need to straighten out your life. You need a will alignment in your heart and mind first before you try to dictate to a woman what you expect and all this other stuff. You can bring all these demands, but what demands do you have on yourself to make you a better fit for her, and vice versa? Jesse James, I don't know what's going on. I know, but you literally have your camera pointed at a wall. It doesn't even have a wallpaper. Does it matter? Bro, does it matter? It makes me wonder if that's a box next to it, or what is that? Is that a house fan? I plead the fifth, Jesse James. That's all I can say. Anyways, back to what I'm saying about this relationship series right here. The most important thing is understanding yourself. You gotta know what you can tolerate, what you cannot tolerate, what level of disrespect can you handle, whether it's disrespect or not, or constructive criticism. Sometimes we all need that special woman. Us brothers need that special woman to keep us in check every now and then. If we wrong and step out of line, okay, so be it. I correct myself. My my beautiful lady, I do sincerely apologize. You're right, I'm wrong. Okay, I stand corrected. You gotta be man enough. You gotta have some real, be on your higher self to be able to understand where you messed up, and admit to where you're wrong and make a speedy reparation correction. Um, Jesse James, with all due respect, my brother, I'm live right now. I'll be happy to answer your questions, but I am not going to answer those questions about a house fan, a drywall, concrete. I'm not going to answer that. This is my demonstration. This is how I do it. Um, you must keep your hearts and minds pure with love and your bodies clean with water. So, whatever it is that you're intaking as far as dieting is concerned, that's what is also a major thing. So, what you have to do in order to speak better, to think better, you have to have good dieting. Fruits and vegetables is like the number one thing. All that pork and scavenger food, such as lobsters, scrimps, octopus. I've seen some octopus. That was disgusting. And swordfish and all this other scavenger food. It's not good for you. It's gonna mess up your whole persona about you, who you are. It's gonna mess up your creativity. That's what it's gonna do. Um, Jesse James. Yeah, it's obvious that yes, you're having a conversation with me, but right now I'm having a show. And no, you can't tell me how to be like what. I'm gonna get with this, but I'm not gonna get with that. What you're saying. I'm the only one here. Oh, well, yes, it's obvious. Yes, there's people who are watching, but they're not showing. Have clicked on it, but it's all good though. To each his own. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna sit here and be compulsive and impulsive and say, Oh, you should do this or you should do that. No, I'm not gonna do that. Offer your what you see fit. All is well. I choose to decline. All is well. To you be about yours. To me be about mine. Most important thing about life is stop being compulsive. Stop pushing your agenda and ways upon others because this is not a democracy. This is a republic. Uh, you're obsessed with a backdrop, Jesse James, and I'm not with it, but I'm going back to the show on what I'm speaking on. This is what I'm doing for the people. This is for them. This is for the brothers who love the sisters. This is for the sisters who love the brothers. I'm like the Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, verse 27. Man and woman, be fruitful and multiply. That's what I'm about. I am not, hey, I'm all for the fertility. I'm not for the sterilization. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like it, there's a door. Salida. And close the door behind you. Cerrado is closed. What we got to do is we got to make for sure that our hearts and minds are right. It doesn't have to be to a certain degree, but it has to be where you want yourself to be at, where you're comfortable, where you're happy, you're peaceful, you at peace, you at one with yourself. You can be able to look at that woman in the eye. You can just be honest with her. Like if you love your mom and your pops and your aunties and uncles and stuff like that, your elders in the family, like how you love them, you be love that woman the same way, or the woman you love that man the same way. But the most important thing is sometimes you gotta get a little bit out of that I'm too good character. Sometimes you gotta be real peaceful with her and say, you know what, bae? That's the BAE. No, I'm not talking about that bae. That's done that comes out the rectum. No, I'm not talking about that bae. Bae like BEY. I just love looking at your face. Because when I look at your face, man, it just does something to me. I just love looking at you because I'm admired by your beauty. Forget taking my breath away. You give me life because your beauty, I'm captivated. And I just can't stop looking at you. I love how you eat. Love how you walk. Love how you talk. You know what I'm saying? I love how you reason with me and we just talk amongst each other. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you talk to her like that. When you dress a certain way, you know what I mean? I'm checking you out like we first met. I feel like I'm in a library. I'm checking you out like a library book or something. You know what I mean? That's what's up. Queda salico mico. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you know, you gotta be real cool with it. You gotta be smooth. You gotta be like, take her by the hand and kiss her hand like Enchante. If anybody who knows what French is, but anyways, you know, whatever works. But the most important thing is having an understanding and understanding where each other stands at. Respecting each other's thoughts, views, and perception. You may not agree with everything a person's saying, but understanding where they're coming from and vice versa is what makes everything balance. I've been married 21 years and I love my amazing wife. She's 4 months pregnant. We also have a 2-year-old. Just top it off, I'm 47. Well, praise our Lord, Brother Jesse James. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know. I guess with you, I'm preaching to the choir because you a married man. You know what I'm saying? 21 years. I mean, you gotta look at the Islamic calendar, bruh. If you gonna look at the Islamic calendar, you might as well just say 50 years, bruh. Call the facts what it is. And she's carrying, she's carrying you and her inside of her, a personality of her and a personality of you, a little bundle of joy, reproducing yourself. That's a God given right. Praise Allah for that. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like, uh, 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 uh you know, your moral bias, brother. If you can speak very highly of your wife, brother, and she's true, she's real. You know, uh, I don't believe happy wife, happy life. That. Mm-mm. No, it has to be. It has to be a togetherness. Happy husband, happy wife, happy children, happy life. It's a unison. It's a family. There is no. Mm-mm, I don't roll like that. Because no matter how many times I try to make someone happy, shoot, she wasn't happy. She just wasn't the right one. So all that happy wife, happy life stuff can be just be out the door for me because it don't work. The only way you're gonna have a happy wife, as far as a happy life is concerned with yourself, your wife, and your children, you guys have to have the same goal. You have to have the same state of mind. You have to be able to balance each other out through the hard times. And she has her strengths and weaknesses, and y'all balance each other out. It's like I said a few minutes ago. But I'm just saying, that's what I know. Yeah, brother, I agree with you. Yeah, we all, bro, I'm right behind you. I'm actually going to be 46. So, yeah, so, uh, all I can say is this: the best way to get wisdom in life is you have to go through things. Experience is your best teacher, young people out there who is listening live right now. So, um, you really have to be very selective on who you choose as a mate. You got to make sure, number one, if you step into that household and that household is constantly dirty, but she got a beautiful personality, and the mother and father are just not all there, I just think that I think it's about time to leave the scene because that situation ain't right. If the dishes ain't clean, the house is stinking, and the bathroom is messed up, I wouldn't even eat it. I don't care if it's McDonald's. I'm not gonna eat that anyway, but I'm just saying though. So all I'm saying is, number one, for the man to be a helpmate to the wife, he has to know at least something. He ought to at least be skilled with that hammer. And I'm not talking about between the legs. I'm talking about the actual tool itself, like building stuff. Going to school for electrical. Going to school for plumbing. At least you'll know something. At least you'll be able to build something and give it to your wife or your young child and be able to pass it down in the family saying, yes, my grandfather built this. My grandfather did that. My grandfather did this. He did that. He put that together. He went to Home Depot to put that table together. When see it right there, he did it. Boom, right there. Right? But one's got to have that be in that state of mind. You know what I'm saying? You got to be in a state of mind to be able to want better for yourself. So that way you can have the trades and skills to be able to bring balance to your household. Now let's go over to the wife. The wife, she got to have a good hygiene. That's number one. Brother man, yes, you have to have good hygiene too. Teeth wash, brush your teeth, wash your face, all that stuff. Nails, you gotta be good. You gotta smell good. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have no odor. If you got odor after you eat, okay, it's a different story. But if you have consistent odor, you need to see a dermatologist or something. You need to see some doctor or something. You know what I'm saying? For man, I don't know. But moving right along to the woman, yeah, you gotta have make sure your health is A1. You can't be eating no swine. You can't be eating no pig, especially when you pregnant. You can't be eating no pig after before you're pregnant. Because whatever you eat, that's what the child will consume. Right? So if your hygiene's up to par and you make sure all the stuff is, you know what I'm saying, all the situations all copacetic, you know what I mean? And you got a good, clean household, you know how to cook healthy food and stuff, you're creative, you know what I'm saying, you know how to cook, clean, and sew. You know what I'm saying? You're a nurse. You know how to plan food. You're just one of those sisters who is up for grabs, yo. You know what I mean? You up for grabs. If a woman know how to do all that stuff, yo, I'm in it. I am in it to win it, and I'm not in it to quit it. That's what I say. But I'm gonna have to cut this live short because I got some more things I gotta do. So I see we got Jesse James. He's still in the chat. He's been here since I don't know how long he's been here, but I guess he was peeking on YouTube to see what he can probably get himself into or something. Maybe he's at work. Maybe he's bored at work. Maybe he needs a comrade. Hey, Jesse James, I got a question for you though. I'm trying to get a moderator. Get some moderators. You gotta be sincere though, for real. Because a lot of the stuff you talk about is very controversial. But at the end of the day, married, yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, that's something I don't want to discuss right now. But it's been a long time running right now, and it's about time for me to depart from the show. And we're gonna have to. Jesse James, no, I could probably see why you and your wife have a problem because you like to be controlling, and sometimes we gotta cut that, brother. Don't be so demanding, brother. That's gonna piss her off. I know this for a fact. It's the way you approach the situation. Trust me, I know, cause gosh, I ain't gonna want to repeat myself. But no backdrop. You do you, I do me. On that backdrop thing, all is truly well, and yeah. So, Jesse James, I got a question for you, brother. Since I'm about to get off in the next few, do you have a YouTube channel? And so, I'm off. Anyways, because if you try and get 50 subscribers, at least try to get some people you know. No, it's not a house fan. Oh my gosh, no, not at all. Yeah, just get people who you know on the channel. If you want me to subscribe to your channel, Jesse James, of course, I will subscribe to you to be one of the other ones, so that way you can get your no, I don't show my face. No, I don't do that. Never. Not until it's time, but right now it's not time. But I'm your brother, man. Morris Life. That's what I do. This is what I be. I am. Yeah, so yeah. Let me close this out with a more Shamanic prayer right quick. Allah the Father, Universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my God, and my salvation by night and by day. This holy prophet, Juali Amin. Yeah, so Jesse James, if you got a YouTube channel, of course I will subscribe. But you might need a moderator, depending on. Well, how many subscribers do you have right now, bro? That's what I want to know. Already answered your question. I don't know. Well, do you have a channel? That's the question. And watch out for these doggone mosquitoes, man. Because, man, this is crazy. Oh, my gosh. Uh, yeah, I see you just subscribed. Appreciate it, brother, but also appreciate the partial like, whatever. Um, what's your YouTube channel? I gotta see if it. I gotta check and see if it pops up. That way I can be able to. Oh, gosh. Oh yes, I just want to say shout out to brother Jesse James for having a long, fruitful marriage. I know it's been some ups and downs and smiles and frowns, and no wife is a perfect wife, but I know there's going to be some discrepancy going on. But that part is not my business. But you guys seem to work it out for that many years, for over a decade, and that sounds like to me that you guys can work out anything, but you gotta go through your trials and tribulations first in order to reach that pinnacle of wisdom of heaven, if you know what I mean. So, um, you didn't get that YouTube channel out there. I don't see it in the chat because I was gonna write it down, subscribe, but man, we're going on to almost 10 minutes to an hour. But Jesse J, Michael lied to you. On my shorts, it's like 1,000. One of my shorts is 1,000. Shocking. But we gotta make sure we do the right thing, family. That's what we gotta do. Do it! Make sure we're too legit to quit. Alright, family, this is going to be it. I am out. Peace and love. I pray that the trials and tribulations you go through, pray that conquer in the name of peace. So, yeah. Y'all take care. Islam.